begin by talking about the team bonding night on Monday night. Whose idea was it, and on reflection, was it a good thing?
It was completely my idea. I told you after Southampton game we had a big meeting and we spoke, and then at the end of the meeting I told Mark, I told Skipper to take the guys out, to go for a dinner, to go for a meal, and to spend some time together. It's always good. So I think, and I know I've been there before. It's definitely a good idea, and it's good to do it. And of course, there've been some rumors in the papers and all that, but it's private. We're gonna see what happened. And to be fair, I spoke to the chairman and I told him we have a game on Saturday. And of course, I'm totally concentrated on the game, and we're gonna speak about that after the game. Let's say start of next week, and we're going to talk about it, and if necessary we're going to act. But if you're asking whose idea it was my idea completely. I told them at the meeting to do that, and for me it's a good thing to do. Not every week, of course, but in a great situations or in a bad situations, it's good to stick together, and it's good for team building. Yeah. And that's it.
Going out for a meal is one thing, though, and going out and after a meal, going to a nightclub, drinking lots of champagne, being photographed the following morning
but I told you,
and then maybe in the afternoon. I mean, listen, it's been suggested that Andy Carroll and Darren Randolph were drunk.
It was suggested. It was suggested, but it's not proven. And I told you. First, I explained whose idea it was. It was my idea, and then I said, "And we have a game, and that we ain't gonna discuss it like we are always trying to discuss and to sort the problems and to solve them in our family, in the club." So there's been rumors. I'm aware of them, of course, and I spoke to chairman about it, and I told him. He agreed. We have a game. Let's focus on the game totally. After the game, we're going to talk about it. We're going to find out what really happened, because there are now, it's not proven, it's rumors, and then we're going to talk and if necessarily act about it. That's all I want to say about it.
Has it had a positive effect? Have you noticed, during training this week that it's worked, that there is a better bond?
Look, after that night we have a day off, and we had training yesterday. Training yesterday was really good, but also training week ago on this day was without bonding, without going out, was really good. And I said what we've been doing at training, whether it was yesterday or week before, we have to produce it in games.
How concerned are you about the way that West Ham have started the season? I mean, 5 defeats in 6 in the Premier League.
I am concerned. It's not. It is very bad start that it's not only about football then, but then if it's like that, then these problems, not the problems, but then the people start talking about some non-football things that are happening, or so. It's not only that, but if we're talking about table, if we are talking about last 5 Premiership games and all that, or 4, it's simply not the way we expected it to be, and it's definitely no good, and that's why the only thing we are thinking is the game on Saturday against Middlesbrough. With 1 win, but it's easy to say that, but with 1 win we can build everything back, have a good chance. Again, we are playing home, and we are doing well in trainings. We are a team that is alive. The players are good together, and they train and they listen, and we talk about that a lot. It's just about time to do it in a game, but to do it, and not to do it for half an hour, or not to do it after we are 1 down or 2 down or whatever, or 4 down in Birmingham, you know, but to do it for 90 minutes, because it's the only way that you can have success in a league like Premier League is.
Does it make you question what you're doing in training? Does it make you question the way that you're approaching things? Does it make you want to do something different?
Of course. I mean, you are questioning yourself when you're doing great, or when your team is doing great. Of course, I'm asking myself a lot of questions. I've been asking myself that last year also, when it was good, and also we had one spell or one short spell afterwards when we were not happy last season. I mean, last season we were 7th, so which means that we were losing games as well. But definitely this year, all sorts of ideas, changes, and everything comes to your mind, and definitely you have to change. You can't sit still and think it's going to change by itself. But in the other hand, also you can't lose your head and want to change everything that was really good, not ages ago, but now. So I am questioning myself. I'm trying to be very open with that, but I'm a big believer, and I'm calm, and I have a strong belief in a philosophy that worked so well last year here. But of course you gotta change something.
I'm sure you're aware that there have been reports in Italy that
Sorry?
Roberto Mancini has been linked with a move here. During the week, David Gold said that we have the manager and the players to do it. We can turn things around. How reassured do you feel about particularly your position here?
Look, you know me. I mean, you don't know me really well, but since last year, when you were asking me about new contracts, I didn't want to talk about it. So I'm not worried about that. But really, of course, I'm like delighted to work here and to have a job. I am, but I like to be concentrate on the things that I have a big influence on, and that is training, that's preparing the game, that's the opponent, analyzing, working with the players, putting the best possible team out, and put my whole energy in my team, and that's I said last year that is my contract, new contract or old contract or whatever. That's the way I work, and I feel very comfortable with ups and downs, of course, in that situation.